Good morning, good morning, good morning. We should be live now. Just go have a quick look on YouTube, make sure we are live. And yes, we are. Welcome back to the channel, people. My name is Patrick. Today we are on gold today. So interesting last few days, especially on gold. And I think I am looking for a potential selling opportunity with gold soon. But I need to see a little bit of a confirmation, and I'll tell you why. So if you look at this, it's been trending up, pull back here, kind of reverse here because it stopped creating higher highs and it started creating lower lows from this point. Trended it all the way down and reverse after tapping into this demand zone. Reverse, I started coming up. So if you've been following the stream, you've seen I identified this target here, this gap in the market for price to try and get up there and fill it. And yesterday it completed that. So with this reversal move here, it could possibly be the objective, and the objective may have been met. So now I will be initially looking for a sell. However, I'm not in the sell now, even though that was the right move to do. Actually, that would have been the better move to do right first thing this morning. But the reason I'm not in the sell straight away, because the time it started, the break of the structure for the sell started here, and that's about an hour or two before London session even started. So it was really early, so it was a bit too early to get into the market. And also we have equal highs here. So from that price point there, I just highlighted there, let's see if we can see it on, should be able to see it here. So this high here, equal highs. I would have preferred it filled the gap, stayed underneath this flag. So that's a pole, that's a flag, stayed underneath it and done this, then I would have taken the sell. But right now it hasn't done, it didn't do that. It's created equal highs. So for me, I need to see something that tells me it's a sell, and that's not it. And right now what I'm looking at is potentially a buy to continue, because it makes sense continuing the trend. This has come all the way up here. It may get a pullback, so I'm expecting it to pull back into this zone, this last pole and flag. So that's the pole, that's the flag, pull back into yesterday's price action. And then if I see a break in structure, I'm going to look for a buy to take it up for a few points. If you're a swing trader, you're possibly looking to hold it and continue the trend up and maybe target these next highs. There is an imbalance there that this could be attempted to fill. There is one here as well. And after reaching any of these, maybe we get a proper reversal, and that reversal could be to pull this all the way back down to where it started. So I say that's a possibility because there are inefficiencies here. There's an imbalance there that was created, and there's a gap here. So there is a strong argument to see it coming back. So that's what I'm looking at gold right now. Right now we are in the trend, and we're going to continue the trend unless we see some price action to dictate that we change our direction and our way of trading towards the price action that we are seeing. So it's basically, I need to see some price action. That's all I'm telling you guys. So I'm going to zoom in quickly and see if there's a opportunity. I am on my discretionary account, so I will be taking more trades this morning. The systematic approach has already played out. That was the breaker structure. So if I do get another opportunity with systematic approach, I'll do so here. But what I've realized in the last few days, the systematic approach just doesn't present itself conveniently when I'm on stream. So for the sake of being able to take trades, and also to be able to continue what I'm trying to do with the challenge to trade the two accounts, I will be trading this account a bit because I've neglected it, as you can see. So let's have a look at EURUSD, see if there's anything there. So EURUSD, more or less, I think it's in a supply zone, and it looks like it wants to go down, but it was just fighting it yesterday. So yep, supply zone here. So this is the zone that sent it down. It's reversed and got all the way back up there. Looks like it wanted to take these highs. I've still got that marked out, still a possibility, but it looks like it's falling under the pressure of the selling and is slowly pushing down. But really right now, it's not going anywhere. Really right now, it looks like it's ranging, if anything. So yesterday I was in a sell for this, tried to get there, it didn't give it, pushed up, tried to get there, it didn't give it. It's just like it wants to go down, but it's just so much buying pressure. But now the dust has settled. It looks like it's ready to start moving down. If it does come down, its potential pulls into a zone, into this flag here. So from this high to this low, it could pull into here, does a reversal and pushes up. So if you are looking to continue this trend and run those equal highs, or those, yeah, they were equal highs, may find a buying opportunity underneath this low. And maybe if it tags into here, that will be a better entry to try and continue it to go up high. So it looks like the selling pressure is taking control of the market right now and it's going to try and push it out. We're going to see in 6 minutes if it holds or not. I think that's going to be the key London session. Let me just check news forecast. I don't think there's any major news. Let's see. There is a lot of news, but nothing major so far. Actually, there is something, initial job loss claims, but that would be in the New York session, so that I'll be trading there. So there's nothing that will affect me in the London session. But yes, next week I'm definitely going to consider trading the New York session. I think there's going to be more opportunity when I take a discretionary approach with more volume. So definitely going to look into that next week. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, and there's home sales as well. So there's 2 major news releases today. So we should see a lot of movement in the market today. Maybe that's why price is consolidating here on the euro, but we'll see if it breaks out or not. So far, nothing this morning, and just check on you guys. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it seems very quiet so far, except for this drive here with the euro, but it's been moving sideways last few hour candles. So I'm not expecting too much. I wouldn't be surprised if it stays in this range. So to take a trade on euro, I need to see a lot more than that. And okay, so gold is moving. So maybe there's an opportunity with gold. I'm going to have a look at gold. If it gets to that price point here, and then gives us some kind of indication of a reversal from the 1 minute leading to the M5 and maybe even H1, maybe that's a buy. So I'm going to have a look at gold. I think that's the play. It's actually moving, right? And I could identify what it potentially wants to do, which is potentially just pull back in here, maybe reverse and try to get those equal highs. So that's what I'm going to have a look at with gold today. But other than that, everything does seem a bit quiet. And it could be the case due to the fact there's a lot of news due later. So Edwards price action until then. So really euro should break this low and pull off if it wants to continue the previous trend, which was the bearish trend here. But if it's continuing this current uptrend, which is based on the overall trend, so essentially this will just be a long extended pullback, and it tagged into here and started reversing and going up. If it wants to continue this current trend, really it should respect the lows. So we have a low here, but they are equal lows. So that's why I can see price getting underneath there, then putting a proper reversal, then continuing the trend. Or it could respect it. It's just, from my experience, equal lows, there's usually liquidity. There's usually stop losses underneath there. So when I see that, I don't really expect price to respect it too much. It can either just tag it by 1 pip, then go. But I prefer, if it is a higher time frame trend, I prefer this price action. So a low and a clear So a high and a clear low, pushes up, comes back down respecting it, and then just continues respecting it as it breaks out. And right now we haven't got that. We've got a low here, an equal low. I needed to see more of a dissension, and then reverse to continue that to look for the buyer. So right now it's too early. If anything, it looks like it's ranging. So it's at the bottom of the range, may push back at the top, and maybe it just waits for news. Hopefully that's not the case because I'm not trading this range. If I was to take a discretionary approach right now, yeah, maybe just buy the bottom here. But it's so close to, we're 1 minute from London sessions break open. That volume could be enough just to drive it underneath this low. So I'm not going to be selling or buying yet. We're going to see what London session wants to do. There's equal highs here as well. So there is still an argument that it goes up from here. So equal lows, equal highs, it's ranging. Gonna wait and see. Get like a significant drive down here with gold. I may buy it to take it back up. More or less in the range I want to see it at here. So if it dips in there, I may drive it back up for a few points. Let's see. So London session just opening now. Let's see if there's any movement. Very slow this morning. I'm expecting more volume for the start of the London session. Was there any significant news coming out of the US unscheduled? Because it feels like the market reacted to. I saw Nasdaq after late last night, and it had just dropped dramatically. Let me see what happened with Nasdaq. Good morning, Millennial FX. Yeah, Nasdaq just plummeted last night all of a sudden, and now it looks like it's pushing up again. Maybe it's gonna sort out this imbalance it created. Was there any major news from the US that may have affected Nasdaq yesterday? Unscheduled news. That's what we need, just to make things more difficult. Okay. Okay, I'm on gold. What do I need to see from gold? So I'm looking for a buy. I need to see. I need to see you take this high. Don't necessarily need to get to this low. I'd like to see that, but create a low and take that high for gold, and I'll buy it. So we have the trend on gold. Pole, flag, pole. That structure currently underneath this low. If it pushes up here, it should go out again. But if it pushes up here, pretends to go out and then breaks this high, I'm looking for the buyer to continue it, to take those equal highs and continue the uptrend on the gold. So essentially what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's good. I got this low. I want this driver. I want people to think, okay, this is a continuation. I want that driver slow down, come up, then that would be my entry. The reason I prefer to look for a reversal at this point is getting in here, having your stop loss there, that's massive. It's not ideal. And you may just get a little bit before it starts reversing, and that's going to make you very anxious, and it may eventually take you out. So when price has already started or a trend has been established, I'm looking for a reversal of the trend rather than a continuation. And especially there's no like real imbalance here. It's not moving fast. So if it was like an imbalance, it pulls down quickly and then pulls back in, then maybe I could sell that to continue it. But right now it's very slow. So here's an example of what I meant. So pulled up here and pushed out very aggressively, and it pulls back into where it pushed out. That's the like field dependent orders. That's the way I see it. And that would have been the sell. And then the stop loss, you can manage it by just place it under there as it broke here, just moving it to break even and so on. So that would be the ideal scenario for a sell. I want to see volume take it out, it retrace, and then that's the sell. But here, so slow, so low, and it's pushing into a demand trend, a demand zone based on a uptrend currently. So it's not ideal. Not ideal place to be selling. Yeah. Okay. It feels like it was an overreaction though. It feels like it's an overreaction to what's going on, and Nasdaq is still currently trending, so maybe it will reverse all of that eventually. It was set. I mean, if you have a look at the price, it was set to break out, break above and continue the uptrend, and then that news release came. So there's a strong argument to see Nasdaq as a buying opportunity to try and retrace everything, but it may be too early to jump in. It may want to pull down a lot further, so that's why I'm staying away from Nasdaq, especially at this time. This isn't ideal place for me to trade Nasdaq. I'll definitely have a look at it next week when I start streaming in the New York session as well. Okay, so we've got our low now. It's tapped into demand, and I just need a bit of a breaker structure, see more price action, hopefully within the next 20 minutes to indicate maybe it wants to reverse. And yeah, I'm gonna jump in on gold. What was I? So yeah, let's see what's happening on euro. So I'm focusing in on the two right now, euro USD and gold. I have a good read for what's going on, and I just want to keep an eye on them. I feel like DAX and FTSE, I need a lot more back testing to see the price action, whereas these two, very structurally based, I can see and read it quite clearly. So I'm going to focus on gold and euro USD for a bit, and then in preparation for trading New York session, I'm going to look at NASDAQ as well. Makes life a little bit more easier just to focus on the two. Yeah, I mean, I feel it was definitely deliberate. I feel it was clear that it was going to break out and it was just a sweep. So I don't like that. I don't feel, I don't, obviously it is what it is. It's not in our control, but I don't like an instrument that has that kind of volume that could just sweep everyone's position in one foul move. You know, I don't think there was any winners except for the big institutions yesterday who stayed in that NASDAQ. So it's not ideal instrument to trade, especially to hold for a long swing trade or anything like that, because that was a nice move. I mean, we were looking at that yesterday, and I think it was bought roughly where I said, I mean, I remember you were selling it, right? The whipping post, you were selling it. And I said, I could see it get into this zone and be bought from there. And it bought from that zone, that demand zone, and took it all the way to the top, right? So that was me reading it as for what it was. Then right at the top, should have broke through, but just slammed down all the way back down. And that didn't make sense. So it broke its structure that it created. It just didn't make any sense. So yeah, I think it just waits for a news catalyst to what's the term? So I just got distracted. To justify. I think it waits a news catalyst to justify doing something like that, wiping out everyone. So I think that's what that was yesterday with NASDAQ. And okay, so Euro's looking to break this low now. Okay. So maybe it's finally going to be sold. Let's see. Have I missed that entry? Yeah, I'm not buying this or selling this. Definitely not. Okay, cool. Maybe there's a buy underneath these lows. Take a discretionary approach. Look for a buy underneath these lows. Just to see it pull back in. But nah, that's too aggressive. Go wait for the gold setup. Will be a better play. Yeah. I feel like NASDAQ is the USD JPY equivalent of indexes. Just so volatile. It does price action that I would not expect based on reading other pairs and other indices, other instruments. Very volatile. Right, so I'm considering buy on NASDAQ. No, I mean EURUSD underneath these lows, but there's nothing indicating that price wants to go up yet. It's going to drive out. I need to see something to suggest it's going to pull back in. Ideally, if this broke out with volume, that would have been great because I would expect a pull back into it, but it's not really doing anything right now. I just wanted those lows. It's just ranging. Okay, so it looks like gold is the play. Yeah, there's a lot of news coming out on Euro right now or this morning, but it's not major news. Sometimes it doesn't get a reaction at all from the market. I may look for a buy on gold now on the 1 minute. Let's see. It's more or less where I would expect some kind of reaction from. Yeah, it's more or less there. Let's see if we could get a reversal pattern here, and I'll take a small buy on gold. So what I want to see is it push down here, respect this low, then push up and take this high. Then I'm going to take a little buy on gold, take it back into this zone, take a small piece and leave a runner. Still nothing going on with euro, just moving sideways. No real conviction. Okay, so it's not ready yet. So it looks like you are still ranging, just reached the bottom of the range and it's pushing back up. So it could have been just to tag the stop losses, but hasn't really pushed through. So maybe that is a sell now to get it to drive through. That would make sense. Yeah, there's a sell there in euro for the drive through. That's if it's not ranging. So it's a bit of, nah, it's too high risk. I'm not going to jump in there, not even on this account. It's too high risk. I think people were expected to pull up here and drive through, and I think because of that expectation, it could just do something else. It is just ranging right now. It's at the bottom of the range, and that's not really ideal place to be getting in, so I'm not going to do that. If I was expecting a sell, I would want to get in here, and if I was trading on the 1 minute, stop loss above it to continue the trend. I feel that that's just a bit too convenient. It may happen, but I don't feel that that's a high win setup. Do like this buy from gold for a few points. Let's see if I could get the bottom of gold. I'm gonna give it some space. Really want to be at the low. So let me just check where my ideal stop loss would need to be. It's very early on gold. I should wait for this H1 candle to be broken, but this is the discretionary account, so I'm trying something else. I just want to see it drive back into this. Back into this zone. 29. No. Just gonna risk $100 on this. Very early for the entry. But I'm looking at where it broke out from and looking at the resistance that was there based on the H1s. So I could see it acting as a support to continue its uptrend. So I got in very aggressive very early, and hopefully it continues pushing up, then leads to the break of the previous H1 candle, which would have been the better indication that it wants to push up higher, and then that could be the buyer entry and hold it to try run these highs, and then stop loss underneath this low where I've just got in. So I'm really pushing it here with the entry, try to buy the low essentially. I may take a small piece position off and leave a runner and move to break even. So that's what hopefully I could get out of this trade now. And right now it's broken the M5, so it's a good entry so far, even though it's very early and very aggressive. Let's see if it could break some structure now. Right, so if it breaks this high, I'm going to move to the bottom of this low. So you saw my initial stop loss. That's just to give it room to start moving. And when it does move and give me the indication it does want to do what I have been anticipating, then I reduce my stop loss when it makes sense. So right now, only risking $100. I may move it down and make it a lot less than that soon. Let's see. So it's broke the 1 minute structure. So we had a 1 minute trend, high, low, a high, a lower high, lower high, lower high, and it just broke it there. So I would expect it to pull back here and then hopefully holds and it pushes from there. And that would be the reversal pattern that I need to see, that I should have waited for. So it comes here, breaks the structure, comes here to test it, holds and goes again. So very early, and I am going to move my stop loss now. It's going to be tight, very aggressive early entry, and I may need to, if this doesn't work out, it may be the next setup, but the same idea. So I'm going to move my stop loss now and reduce the loss, and that compensates for my early entry, aggressive, very aggressive entry. Okay, so I'm only risking $20. I'm already at 1-to-1. And I don't think I need it any tighter than this, do I? Okay. So I'm right there at the low, risking only $17. And let's see, it could just pull into this zone and push it straight out again. And that's why I've used a very tight loss, a stop loss. I'm not giving it much room now because I don't want to see it pushing further. I'd rather take the loss here than wait to see if I could get that opportunity again. Taking a $17 loss is nothing. If I've caught the bottom, that's great, you know. So this is a 2-to-1 already. So right, so it's broken structure. There's TP. TP way too early. Okay, so I completely forgot I had TP there. Okay, so that was the move, right? I was thinking maybe I could hold TP, take some size off and leave a runner. That was the plan, but I forgot I had put TP in already. That was way too early. I expected it to get there. This is where I would expect it to push back and give some kind of resistance and potentially continuous downtrend. But if it doesn't hold and breaks the H1, where's the H1? Breaks the H1 high. Then I could have taken partials, some more partials, moved to break even and stuff. But that's way too early. That was very aggressive. But yeah, I guess it's a win. A win's a win. Can't complain. Just wasn't what I wanted. I wanted a lot more than that. But yeah, early entry based on what's going on the higher time frame. We are trending up. You may have noticed I jumped to a low time frame to look for where price could react to, and I identified it with the H1 candles to the left of me here. So let me just zoom out again, see if I can find it again. So from this high to this low is the zone I was considering, but you can see price tag there, so that was the price point of interest. Tag there, rejected, tag there, so that became the key price point. And as it tagged into it, that's where I entered for that move. Hopefully this isn't, well, it's a win, right? But hopefully now I haven't missed a great opportunity because that's what could happen with this one. Hopefully I haven't missed that, and we could see how this plays out. If it works, that's great. I note it down and do it again in the future. Go keep an eye on that. Okay, so EURUSD, maybe it's given an opportunity now. Let's see. Oh yeah, actually I did say I'm not touching this because it's ranging. It's just ranging. It's waiting for its news, and it's going to break out or retrace based on that news. So yeah, I'm not going to touch EURUSD. Gold is the play. Let me know, guys. What are you guys looking at now? Are you looking at Nasdaq today or indexes? Yeah. The gold trade may have just been a small piece anyway. They're saying this is where we're going to find out right now. It's in here. From here to continuous trend, it should be sold off to get underneath these lows. But if it sells here and tags, I'd say this little price action here where it found some resistance. If it sells into this, holds it and pushes up again, that could be the entry for gold. I may actually jump in for that. We're going to see. Because of the good entry I had, I was able to just leave a stop loss there. But now for this second entry, I need to see it come back down. Let's see what M1's saying. Okay, it's looking very bullish and it's not interested. So I may just enter here actually if it breaks this high. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick entry on gold. And I'm gonna have my stop loss at the same place. And if it does take us out, let's call it break even day. So $33.22. Okay, so I'm risking a little piece again, less than $100. It's doing what I expect, where I expect it to. It could still pull back into this zone here to test it and then push off, or just to run through it. It could still do that, but it's just that pullback and push up there suggested I may miss it if I don't get in. So I'm just maybe a bit early to get in, but I'm happy to get in as I'm only risking $60 with this trade. I made something already from it, so it'll be a break even trade if anything. Let's see what happens. So it's still got structure here, being within the supply zone. Really need it to beat this high. And then if it beats this high and goes on to beat the H1 high, then we know for sure this is a reversal and it's pushing up. So it is very early. We could still get this sell here, come all the way here before we get that. And it looks like that's about to happen now. Should have been a little bit more patient, Patrick. But it's only $60, so let's see what happens. You were able to sell NASDAQ. Yeah. It looks like it's just pulled up and it's about to dump again, doesn't it? On first glance. Really don't know how the effects of the news. I haven't looked into it. I might check it out later off stream. So the news, if it's significant, yeah, it's going to be hard to read NASDAQ for a bit. Okay, gold is selling. It's pushing hard against me now. Let's see what happens here. I need this 1 minute candle to turn around here to stay in this trade. If not, it might be exiting. Come on. This is an important candle. Because what I wanted is it to tag the zone and just react and just carry on pushing up. Showing some kind of conviction. If it just carries on pushing down from there, then the reaction I wanted from this price point is not valid, and it wants to continue a slow downtrend. Let's see. Two minutes for this candle, 5 minute candle to finish will be the next M5 candle, I say, to make a decision. If that next M5 pushes further down, maybe it's continuous downtrend. But if it pushes up, that would be the breakthrough structure from M1 to M5, then hopefully to H1, and that confirms it's pushing up further, and then we could look for these highs. So again, very early, but it's the discretionary account I could take. I could be a little bit more aggressive with this one. Come on. Next 6 minutes, let's see what happens. Switch over quickly to Euro. Okay, for Euro is finally broken through. Took its time. So I see it tagging this previous H1 candle, tagging there. Maybe there's a reaction to pull it back in, or it may obviously dig deeper. And then if it does dig deeper, that will be and create some price action. That could be the reversal to continue this uptrend. But I would expect a reaction from there. And that reaction could take it back into the zone it just broke out from. So there could be a buy here, very aggressive again, but let me just check this. If it was a clean break, definitely expect it to go back there. So that's a break and retest. I can see people selling this to push it further. That could be a move. I just don't trust this gap. But it is in the supply zone. Okay, so it's just tagged the demand to get the reaction. Tags back in there, would expect some kind of pullback, and from there either continues or pushes back up. But on this discretionary approach, I'm probably gonna sell this as well. Let's see where the candle closes. Very low though. Yeah, it's not ideal. I'm not gonna sell it. Just go watch it. It's too high risk. Got equal highs here. Break and retest possibly, but it is an uptrend, and there's still a lot of news to go. So it's too early for that. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it. But what I would expect is from this demand to pull back up and maybe be sold for a few points. Maybe pushes it further to this price point here. If not, it's sold. It pulls down, then pushes back up into that range. And maybe that's the consolidation again, then reversal and take these highs. So looking for a buy, I would expect it underneath these lows. This isn't exactly a price action for a buy as it just pushes straight down. But weirder things have happened in the last 24 hours. So I would expect it pushes up, then sells down again. That's just how to manage this. If I was to enter here. Let's see where my stop loss needs to be. Yeah, that's too much for me. 36 pip stop loss is too much. To leave it there, but I don't trust that high. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this. But yeah, I still expect it to react there and push out again. Gold is going back and forth. Okay, so it's tagged back into that zone again. Let's see if we get this reaction. So I need this 5-minute candle to push above, back to my entry and push above. If it doesn't do it from here, possibly not going to do it at all. And take a loss. Small loss, but a loss nonetheless. Break even day maybe. Come on, gold. Okay, that could have been, oh, I don't want that rejection, but that could be a signal there to enter. It created a little structure going down here. That would be in the high, try to push it out. If it closes above this candle here, that could indicate it wants to push up again as it's rejecting these lows, but not clear right now. I need to see price push above here and close here, and that could indicate it's going to push up higher. Just gotta be patient. Back to euro. So are we going to get a break and retest? I like it for the break and retest, but this gap is concerning. Let's see what M1 is doing. Yeah, I don't trust that gap. I'm going to wait and see how this plays out. Yeah, I just don't trust euro right now, man. So break and retest should have started there. As you can see, it's just pushed back up, maybe to fill that gap, and it's coming from a demand and it's an uptrend. And then you got the liquidity with the equal highs here. So maybe it pulls up. Let's see on H1 if there's a H1 candle. Okay, the H1 candle to break is quite significantly high. We need to break this high. We'll need to break that high for me to be convinced that it wants to go up further and continue its uptrend. There's just so many equal highs here, so I can see it continuing its uptrend. It's within the supply. Expect the pullback. Got that. Tap into a zone. There is a demand there. Reversal here to break that H1, and then I would say yeah, it continues. But just gonna wait and see. Just have to wait and see. It looks like everything's a bit early. Maybe it's gonna hang around and wait for the major news catalyst today. So gold for me would be this last trade. We'll see how it plays out. If it's a win, that's great. End of day green. If it's a loss, it would be break even. Break even day for us. We'll reduce my stop. My loss a little bit. I want it to be $50. Is that too soon? Yeah, it's too soon. I'll keep it here and just wait. And if this continues playing out exactly as I read it, I might just hold it to those highs, make it a really nice move. M1 breaking structure leads to M5 breaking structure, leads to H1 breaking structure. There's no reason I shouldn't hold it to continue driving up. That's if it holds. Let's see if we've got the M5 break. We haven't got the M5 break yet. We need these highs. Just need a bit more from gold. Just need a bit more of a drive from gold. Confirming there is a change in structure now. If it gets back up here, then it means my entry was good and this low is safe. Point being, clearly you can see we had a trend, pole, flag, pole, flags, poles here. To continue this trend, this needs to flag up and poles down. But right now it's not polling down. That should be the pole down here. So if it continues going up and closes here or above here, even better, that's a breaking structure. And then I hope it continues. That means it's broken the M5 structure now. Hopefully it continues to break the H1. Still waiting on that. Just need, well, we've got 11 minutes left for this candle, which is actually forming really nicely. If we get this closing here and the next candle breaks whatever high this creates, that's definitely confirmation for me. This will be like my systematic trade where I look for price trending one way, then I look for a breaking structure from the M1 to M5 to H1, and that confirms a change in direction for me. And I would expect to drive up. And my target would be those equal highs that's been created so far today. Created based on the previous price action on the left here. Up here. So price came all the way, filled this gap, and reached the top here. So I would expect it to pull back, reverse here, and then try to break this high as a minimum. Get into the imbalances here, maybe react there, get into imbalances there. It's a possibility. But that's the theory for the today, and so far it hasn't fully presented itself yet. Bit early with the entry, definitely early with the entry, but we're gonna see if we get rewarded or not. If we get this break. Okay. So I'm glad I didn't sell that for the break and retest. The gap's being filled now. Maybe in the next H1 candle pushes it out, or maybe just gives a fake and then reverse it. So very glad I didn't do the break and retest here. It is an uptrend and it's the same. So if you zoom out, you can see that this is going through the same pattern or process right now that gold is going through. Consolidation, had the trend, had the gap, filled the gap, reverse here, it's been pushing up. And this is gold on H1 as well. Had the gap, did a reversal, broke structure, going up, filling the gap, and equal high'd it, right? So that's why I'm looking at the two right now. And if it continues, I could get these equal highs, maybe these equal highs for euro, and gold would be these equal highs that's just created. But whereas euros given me a trading range with no clear price action to read, this has been a lot cleaner, a lot more structured, and if I get that break, then that will be confirmation for me that it's moving in the right direction. Just waiting. Still got 8 minutes for this candle. If it ends around here and the next H1 candle or the start of the H1 candle breaks up, then that will be confirmation for me. That will be a break in the H1 candle. Not taking this one, but it definitely, this one ending here and it breaking this one, that will be the one that indicates the start of a reversal. CM1. Right now it's still within the supply zone. Push down and broke above it. So it had a little structure, broke above it, close above it. That's good. Just need to see it close above this one now. Could get the break and retest there. Let's fill the gap now. Still don't trust it. Still don't trust it. Fill the gap on this candle. That sell should have pushed it further to get the break and retest. It continues to take this high. It's broken structure. So let's see. Let's just mark that out. If it breaks that high, it's broken structure, then maybe that's a buy indication for euro. Is it too early? Where's the H1? Okay, so that was the H1. Okay, 4 minutes to go. Let's see if this is going. If this closes here and the new H1 candle starts and breaks above there, that would be a breaking H1 candle, and that could be the entry for euro. And if it's moving in alignment with gold, it means it's gonna do it at the same time. Right now, 4 minutes left. We're gonna find out soon. Should have waited. I should have waited for that. My injury was way too early. I thought we were getting some aggression. When I saw this pullback, then it pushed up above it. I thought that was the indication. Should have waited for this. As I marked it out, I should have waited for it. That was a better entry. Reduce risk as well. So that would be a better entry from this high. Cocoa it here where it broke. As you can see, just tagged it multiple times. It's using it as support. Whether it holds or not, we're going to find out soon. Okay. Looks like we are going to get that break of structure. Just need to see it break above and close above. And that will be the M1 breaking structure confirmed, and then we just need to see the M5 breaking structure. 2 minutes left. Okay. It's not looking good now, but we're gonna wait anyway. Got a minute or so left. We'll make a decision with this new H1 candle if it wants to break the previous H1 candle and continue the potential reversal. If not, we're gonna get this drive down and it's a continuation of the sell, and that'll be a loss. We'll call it. All on this candle. Let's see. Just check where that closed. Yeah, so my entry is now the previous H1 high that I need to see this new H1 candle to break, and that would be a confirmation, and that's what I should have waited for in terms of entry. I should have waited. It was too aggressive. Okay, so break and retest on euro. Fill the gap is selling. I don't think it necessarily continues. We're going to see. This could be just a pullback, then come, and that would be potentially the start of a reversal, but it would need to take. To confirm it still wants to go up, it needs to take this previous here. So would wait for an entry for euro. It needs to take this high. So see it pulling down here, pushing back up to take that high. And if it does, then that will be the start of a reversal. Gold is not looking good now. It's just selling off as euro is. Let's see if it holds. The next 5-minute candle should be interesting. 2 minutes until then. You called it. It's very slow this morning. Very slow. Looks like we've got more price action before London session. London session so far, first hour hasn't done anything at all. Yeah, first hour just a still. Okay, it's pushing against me. Okay, there you go. There's euro. The break and reach test was very risky. As I said, that was a fake. Now if it continues up and breaks here, that will be the entry. And I may even jump in on the euro because it's playing out exactly as I anticipated. 20 pips, 30 pips. Stop loss is a bit much, but we'll see. Lots of liquidity above. It's trending up. Break and retest. Got the fake out. And just need to break this H1 high, and then I'll say yeah, pushing up further. Okay, I'm gonna enter on you. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's a terrible fill, but I'm in on euro. My lows. So I put a bit too much size, but I will be scaling out as it moves towards TP. Well, I'll be scaling out quite quickly. Take partials all the way through. Let me get my stop loss in. I've got time to do so. 12.94.9. Too much. 30 pips. So I'm going to scale out some of this. Too aggressive. Hmm. Just reducing the size. I had way too much on euro. Come on, gold. 2 more minutes on this candle before I make a decision. So the next 5-minute candle with the euro expected to push back out. I may just take it for a small win and not just hold it and see what happens. It's been very choppy, very fickle right now, so I may just take it for a small win, or at least what I'll do, I'll reduce some size again on euro, then leave runners to see if we could make it make sense today. Let's do 0.6. Okay, so now I'm comfortable with my size and my risk. Yeah, it's only 100 euros now, and I'll let it run. Let's see what it wants to do. Gold is not moving in the same way I would have anticipated that euro is. That's not a good indication, but we're going to wait and be a little bit more patient with gold. And let me see if I could reduce my risk with the euro trade here. Yeah, I could reduce my risk. I'm going to trade this H1 though. So now only risking $50. I don't really want to see it come back and beat this low. So we had structure here, equal highs all above here, but we had structure as it was selling down. This should have been a break and retest. A lot of people would have waited for that, and it should have went from there. As you can see, H1 broke this previous high, and now it's pushing up. So liquidity for the people looking for the break and retest, possibly above here, and there's tons of other forms of traders, whether it's support and resistance, they're up here as well, and they're up here as well. So now this is reverse and broke structure. I'm in the trade, taking some partials, and I'm going to hold it, reduce the risk, and hold it to see if it could go further. My low should be there, and I don't want to see the back and forth. It can happen. I am using a tight stop loss, but because I've taken partials already, I want to reduce my risk and make sure that it doesn't come against me and take some of the profit back. So I think my stop loss is reasonable. It's not too much. So essentially this is a free trade. Let's see if it wants to continue pushing up higher. So gold looks like it's in alignment still. I said the previous 5-minute candle was the important one and it didn't push down. That's good to see, but I really need it to push above now and break that previous H1 high. Same setup as the euro trade. If it breaks this H1 high, then I'll be more confident that it is a little reversal and it's gonna break some of these highs here and 8 for these highs above here. So that's the trade. 2 trades, more or less the same setup. And that's why I was looking at the 2, because structurally they are very sound and they are looking like they're in alignment. We're going to see how it plays out. Got a few points here. I may take this one out because I'm expecting some kind of pullback. I'm going to take this one out and hold the gold one. I'm expecting some kind of pullback from this imbalance here. I don't want to lose any of that. I made something off that, so I'm happy with that. So expect the pullback here. May not take this low. We'll see. It may take it. This could be just a high retracement to tag into there and it go again. I still am bullish on the euro. It's broken structure. It's just going to take a lot longer to do what I want it to do. And I'm not going to stick around for this. So I'm happy with the quick win as we are streaming. I prefer to play it that way. Gold trader could be a bit more patient. It hasn't started. Yeah, the gold trade, it just needs to get above here. It needs to get above here for me to be more confident with it. Right now, it's not moving. It's not moving. And I don't like that. It should have been with this M5 candle here to get back above there. It's giving me everything else, giving me the 1 minute break. It's created the structure for the M5. That was the inducement there. And now anyone who's tried to continue this trend, they would have been induced to sell it from here with this break here. So you had the structure up here, then it broke there. So I can see them in there, stop losses above there. So that was the inducement. And now if it is reversing, it needs to take people out for that inducement and continue. But right now it's not doing anything. So it's still 50-50. The sell is still possible, the buy is still possible. I'm in early and I'm waiting because it looks like it's creating the potential for the reversal. And I'm going to wait for that and see how it plays out. Hopefully it does. Let's see. We've got a H1 low here. It's in the right zone for the reversal. It's got the structure. It's got everything. It should be here. Just moving very slowly, which is a concern in itself. Normally when it continues trends, it goes very slowly. And the reversals are usually, once it's set up, it usually goes quicker. So this might be the continuation of the trend. Okay, so that looks like a continuation trend. I'm going to take this small loss on gold. It might just be too early, but I wanted that breaking structure and didn't give it to me when I wanted it. So I'm going to take that small loss on gold. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Maybe it comes a little bit earlier and later in the day, but right now it's not happening. It's just too slow. It didn't move when euro started moving. That's why I thought, okay, maybe it's not going to hold now. Let's see what happened with the euro. So euro's being more aggressive. But yeah, that's fine. I'll call that 2 wins, 1 loss today. Reduced loss, I'm not too mad, but I don't think I'm going to take any more trades. I've taken about 3 trades on this account, so that will be it for this session. Yeah, there's no, otherwise I'm going to be forcing it. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there, people. Hopefully this has been useful for you. You've enjoyed it. I'll be back again tomorrow, and then we'll get ready for the run for next week with trading sessions twice. I'll see if I can do that. Hopefully this has been useful for you guys. Any questions, any comments, let me know. This is Patrick signing out. Until next time, peace.